what's up YouTube, and welcome back to another video. My name is In the Phoenix, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, pop a bottle and celebrate. We've made it to a new year, 2025. It's the year of blessings. It's the year of fulfillment. Yes, sir. Let's give it up for the one and only true God for getting us here. Yes, sir. And yes, ma'am. Let's go. So I wanted to use this opportunity to kind of sort of reflect on this past year and a half of me being on YouTube. So we kind of started around the June, July area. That's when I moved out on my own. And we started streaming, I guess, consistently. And we've amounted a lot of subscribers. And let me start out by saying thank you to each and every one of my supporters that have supported me up into this journey. So another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Thank you so much. Like, this year we've become a part of the YouTube partnership program, meaning we're able to get paid off of videos of ad revenue. You become a member of the channel if you would like. You can send super chats, super stickers, all that good stuff. So again, that would not have been possible without you guys' support. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so very much. So I kind of want to use this time to sort of reflect on the things that God has shown me this past year and a half, just being on my own and kind of sort of stepping into adulthood. I know this isn't my usual content, but I just felt it on my heart to do so. So hopefully you guys stick around, and there's about 6 or so things that I kind of really just learned this year, and the things that God has shown me. I know this is kind of unorthodox, but there are a couple of points that I would like to make. And again, hopefully you guys stick around, and hopefully you can reflect on some of your own experiences, and maybe this will kind of help you get through life on some degree. So I don't know it all, but God has shown me some things, and I would like to share it with y'all. So if you just spare a little bit of time with me, I'm not sure how long this is going to take, I'll share my knowledge with you and get you on out of here. So without further ado, let's get straight on into it. So the first thing that I was challenged with this year moving on my own was, the very first test that God gave me was the importance of letting go. So in our life, I'm pretty sure most of you all can relate, we have to let go of something that was holding us back or hurting us. So in this particular example, I'm moving off on my own, right? I'm experiencing a whole new different world around me. God has blessed me to be able to graduate college with a degree, get a good job, move off on my own, start life, start adulthood, start my life. You feel what I'm saying? So he hit me with a test. He was like, there's a situation that you're putting yourself in, right? Nobody's forced you to be in this situation. I want to see if you have the strength to walk away from it, because he knew that this was holding me back, that I was not in the right state of mind when I first came to YouTube, or just when I first came out here in general. So it was like, I want to test you to see if you have the strength to walk away. I'm going to give you guys examples here, and hopefully you guys can relate to them. So I wanted to show you guys like a physical example of how holding on to things hurt more than letting them go. So here I have I'm not sure what this is called, but this is something you grip the bow with. So I have a bow. I recently bought a bow. When you retract the bow, right, it hurts, like, especially if you're like an amateur, which is what I am. I'm an amateur. This is a 50-pound bow, so when you pull this bow back, it's kind of like you're pulling 50 pounds. And for those Red Dead folks, when you retract the bow in Red Dead, like your stamina goes down. I never knew why that was until I retracted the bow. So you know what I'm saying? You kind of want to bring it out, and they say you want to use like your lip as the mounting point or whatever it's called. I don't know the terms. But when you pull this bow back, you're pulling 50 pounds. And it hurts more to hold this and retract this bow back like this. As you can see, I'm kind of struggling to bring it back. It hurts yourself more to hold it in that position than to let it go. So he was like, okay, are you going to continue to sit here and retract this bow? Nobody's forced you to do it. Or are you going to let that go and heal yourself? How you fully retract it is you bring it back, you kind of sort of bring it to your lip. And then, so this is hurting a lot. So I kind of have to retract it. I have to retract it and let it go. So the longer you hold on to this bow, the more it's going to hurt you. You feel what I'm saying? He wants to see if I have the strength to let it go. And kind of sort of, it does hurt when you let things go, right? So this is why you have this thing here to kind of let it slide off your fingers better. If you were to just do it raw like this, your fingers will be very sore. I mean, it's kind of sore when you have it with this, but it hurts initially to let it go. But then after a while, that pain sort of heals on your hand. And that's kind of how we got to look at the situation. Like, again, nobody's forcing us to be here. Do you have the strength to walk away? And I also noticed that that's when most people get in trouble, is being in situations that they know they have no business being in. Like, I know that I shouldn't be doing this, right? Yet I'm doing it anyway. And yeah, I'm getting upset at the consequences. I want to blame God for putting me in this situation. No, I'm putting myself in this situation on my own terms. So I eventually found the strength to let go. And looking back on it, it's definitely something that I shouldn't have been worried about. But you know, we all have our different experiences. And then just, I got through that test. There's going to be many more tests. If there's something, I say that to say this, if something is messing with your peace, I don't care what it is, ladies and gentlemen. If something is messing with your peace, you go out of one of those two doors, you feel what I'm saying? Break that door down and get out of there. Because at the end of the day, you have to be mentally sound to get yourself through to the next day, man. Because, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can call mom, dad, brother, sister, aunts, and uncles. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to make it to the next day, you feel what I'm saying? Because you have a life to live. We're all trying to get to the end of our own story, you feel what I'm saying? We're all protagonists in our own story. And we're just trying to get to the end of the story, have the best ending. And we're trying to have that Arthur Morgan ending. You know, we die happily. And yeah, we've made some mistakes, but at the end of the day, we died happily, you know? So, letting go was probably like the first task that I had to kind of sort of get through this year. And yeah, so if anything's messing with your peace, gots to go, plain and simple. The second topic I want to discuss is how to be alone. Now, I was never that type of person to always want to be around folks, but it's like now I'm actually like physically alone because I moved out on my own. That makes sense. So I used to always like being alone, but I was in a band ever since like 6th grade in middle school all the way up until sophomore year of college. So I kind of like sort of had to be around people and stuff. Not necessarily saying that I hate it. You know, it was cool to have like somebody to hang out with every now and then. But it's like now I'm kind of like physically alone. Yes, I talk to God or try to talk to God every day. You feel what I'm saying? He's always there. But like physically, there's nobody here. You know what I'm saying? I always keep my circle small. I don't really know anybody. So it's kind of like, dang, like looking around like I really am alone. And it's beauty in that though, because if you're like a groupie and you're always hanging around folks, you can't really establish your identity, you know what I'm saying? I was always that guy in middle school, high school. They used to be like, hey, you heard the new Drake album, you seen the last football game, you seen the Super Bowl, you listened to this song, did you do this, did you do that? I didn't even go to prom. To be honest, I didn't go to prom. I was just like, nah. And they used to always look at me like I was some weirdo or some outcast. But it was just like, nah, those aren't my type of things, man. Like, yeah, you go out and do what you do, hang out with your friend group, but it's just like me, I'm cool. Like, I just like to be alone. I like to kick it, rock it with myself. And it's beauty in that because you get to learn like more about yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you're always hanging around a group, you really can't establish no identity or like the things that you like to do on your own. That's kind of why I like that song, Adult Education by Hall & Oates, because it's like most people don't really grow up after high school. You feel what I'm saying? They kind of just be stuck in that high school mindset, and then they kind of be like stuck when they haven't got nobody to hang out with, like their friends, and moved on to different states and all that type of stuff. And you just really figure out that, dang, like I can't call Jim Bob up and we hang out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on my own. Like what I'm gonna do? You feel what I'm saying? But it's like me, I'm cool. Like I know how to be alone. I embrace it. And it's just like cool, and eventually somebody gonna come around that I can thug it with. But in the meantime, I'm just steady learning about me, loving every moment of it. So, got to be comfortable with being on your own. Third thing I had to learn was looking at things objectively as opposed to subjectively. So, looking at things objectively is looking at things not based off of personal feelings, but more so of like facts. And subjective is like the opposite of looking at things based off of feelings. So, let me give you like an example. Like there's a video of Tom over here stealing the cookies from the cookie jar. But my feelings, okay, I don't like Jerry over here. I don't like him, just my feelings. I just don't like him. He was never a cool dude. I hate him. So just going on my feelings, I'm going to just say that Jerry did it. But knowing good doggone well that they caught him in 4K of Tom stealing the cookies from the cookie jar. Like, you can't live life like that, like letting your feelings and stuff dictate outcomes. Like, I read this quote in a book, and I'm not sure which book it was from, but it said emotions were never meant to be the engine; they were always meant to be the caboose. And the caboose is typically like the last train car at the back of the train. So they was never meant to lead our decisions. That's kind of just like they're not supposed to. They're just like at the back. You know, we really shouldn't pay it. We shouldn't pay attention to our emotions when making decisions, because that's how you end up getting hurt. Like if you let your emotions dictate your decisions, that's how you end up like heartbroken. You end up in bad situations. You feel what I'm saying? So it's always good to look at things as they are, not as they appear to be, but as they actually are, as they are factually. And once we just come to terms with that and accept the facts for the facts, like, yeah, maybe the truth may be hard to swallow, you feel what I'm saying? But that'll just ease the pain later on down the line. Okay, if I go and accept this now and not put it off and procrastinate, let my feelings continue to lead me into this delusion. If I just go and accept the facts or the facts as it is, I can continue to move on with my life. And especially like as a man, like no, the world isn't going to cater to you or care about your feelings. You feel what I'm saying? It's just as a man, you got to get up despite how you feeling and get through the day. Ain't nobody finna kiss your butt. It sucks. That's just the world that we live in. You know, as a man, that's just what you got to do. So yeah, let's start looking at things objectively. Look at them for what they are and not what you want them to be. So as I said, feelings were never meant to be the engine. They were always meant to be the caboose. Make sound decisions, ladies and gentlemen, based off of evidence and factual observation. The fourth thing I got on this list is thanking the Lord for unanswered prayers. Now, I know you guys may be saying, Phoenix, like, you always say pray for, and I do say this sometimes, like pray for what you want and it's gonna happen, right? But my mom always tell me to thank the Lord for unanswered prayers because some of the things that we may want is probably not in our best intentions. You feel what I'm saying? So let me give you an example. In my particular case, this was when I was kind of sort of searching for a car. So there was just one car that looked nice on Facebook Marketplace. It looked nice on the outside, looked nice on the inside, and I was just like praying like, God, are you gonna help me get this car? Are you gonna help me get this car? And then it turns out that we went to Carfax on the car, and it had been in an accident. And also we were about to accidentally buy the freaking car without the dude's name on the title, which is a big no-no. You cannot buy a car without the owner's name on the title because you have to transfer ownership. So essentially we were about to get jugged, as they say. We were about to get jugged for our money, but thank God again for unanswered prayers. Thank God that the bank was not open and that we couldn't go and withdraw that money, because if we would have, I wouldn't have had a car right now and I would have been $5,000 down the drain. You feel what I'm saying? But I was praying about that car. I was like, God, help me find a car. Help me find a car. Then I saw this first car that I saw, right? The very first car that I saw, I was like, oh yes, that's the one, that's the one, that's the one. And then it turns out that this dude was trying to get over on us. And but thank God, I'm telling you, God be looking out for you, bro, that the bank wasn't open, because we was finna go withdraw that money and give it to him, and then somebody's gonna be knocking at our door saying like, hey, that's our car. You feel what I'm saying? We were finna get duped. But again, thank the Lord that it didn't turn out that way. So you gotta thank the Lord for that answer prayers. And the car that I got now, paying for it outright, and it's keeping up to this day. Not even keeping up, it's excelling. Like really don't have any problems with it. Really get to point A to point B. I don't really go out like that. You feel what I'm saying? I'll just be thugging here at the house. May go out every now and then, but for the most part, like yeah, it's a pretty good car. So you gotta thank the Lord for unanswered prayers. And if your prayers aren't getting answered, continue to pray about it, but don't be upset at God that your prayers haven't been answered, because there's a reason that they haven't been answered. But yeah, continue to pray, and if it's in His will, it will be done, ladies and gentlemen. So again, thanking the Lord for unanswered prayers, and shout out to Mama Phoenix for teaching us that one. The fifth thing that I got on this list is knowing your value. Now that essentially means don't let anybody disrespect you or just walk all over you. Because some people will take your niceness as weakness. Like I'm the type of person, I don't believe that respect is earned. No. I believe that respect should be given automatically, and then based off of your actions, that's when I ultimately make my decision about you. Because when I used to work retail, right, even when I first got in, they used to be like, don't hang out with this, don't hang out with that dude, don't hang out with this dude. Like even before I got an adult, they was like, stay away from him, he's weird. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of had to think soundly, because you know what they say, don't judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they may be saying that he's a weirdo, but it's kind of like I'm mentally sound enough. Like, yeah, I'm gonna kind of keep what you saying in the back of my head, but I want to meet this person and get the idea of who they are from my own personal perspective, because they may look at him as a weirdo because he likes dubstep as opposed to rap music or something like that. But I like dubstep, you know what I'm saying? Some Monster Cats, you know what I'm saying? Some Suicide Sheep. They may look at him as a weirdo because he like dubstep, but you know what I'm saying? I get to meet him. Like, he turns out to be a cool dude. You feel what I'm saying? I know that's kind of like an exaggerated example, but yeah, you got to know your value, bro. Know what you stand for, and don't let anybody degrade you. You feel what I'm saying? Because respect should be given until you show me what type of person you are. That's just something that I used to tolerate disrespect, but just like nowadays, I don't put up with it, man. Again, I know my value. I know what I can bring to the table, and I just feel like I'm the best there ever was. So you just got to know your value, man, and stand on it. Stand on your words, and don't let anybody break your foundation. Amen? Amen. And the last thing that I put on this list is to don't let other people change who you are. Now, I've been tested with this many times throughout the years, especially in middle school and high school. Let me just give you guys a quick story. Like, I was like the tallest guy in the middle school and kind of sort of high school. not really high school, really middle school. But then there were some examples in high school where, you know, chicks in middle school and high school kind of like you because you tall. I'm like 6'2", skinny jeans on, and you know my head nappy. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have, like, the Jordans or the latest Nikes or anything like that, but I still look good, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was going through that blonde. Was that high school or middle school? I think that was high. Yeah, I think it was high school. I had, like, blonde in my hair. Like, you know, that's when the blonde was like, was in hot in school. Like, afro with, like, sponge and blonde hair. So, you know, people looking at me like, I'm going to just be honest. People looking at me like, I'm this, like, hood type dude, because that's the kind of perception that people get. Is like your hair is twisted and you got blondie hair, like you like this hood type dude. And I had many opportunities to be with females. Like one time, like the hottest girl in school at the time, you feel what I'm saying? Like I had the opportunity to be with that, but when I got to see who I wasn't what they perceived me to be. I wasn't this hood type dude. I ain't have like all the fancy Jordans. I'm still rocking Converse with the double socks, you know what I'm saying? And when I saw that was kind of like, oh, he a lame, you know what I'm saying? I kind of used to, like, looking back on it, like now, like at the time I used to like degrade myself. I used to like, dang, like I could really be with the hottest chick in school right now, but I'm a lame. I ain't no hood type dude. I ain't talking to women just any old kind of way. I ain't no degrading them, because it's kind of weird. It's like I ain't degrading them. Like my mom always told me to treat women with respect. You feel what I'm saying? And it was like during those times, it's like they wanted to be disrespected. That's what like made their pennies wet. You feel what I'm saying? And I just wasn't that. I wasn't that type of dude. And I kind of sort of tried to change myself to have those outcomes, but it never really did work, ladies and gentlemen. It was just something in my heart was just telling me that I can't change who I am in order to be with these women. And fast forward, this is how God works, ladies and gentlemen. Fast forward many years later, here I am today. When I go on Instagram and I look back, and sometimes they come across my feed, like who you may know. I look at all of these chicks that I used to just be like, so just like slobbering at the mouth over. And I just look at them now, I'm like, Phoenix, what in the were you tripping over? This is me just growing up and realizing that everything that glitters at the time ain't gold. Like, they're not attractive to me anymore. Most of them got babies, no fathers there. I was just thinking like, wow, they're just not, looking at them now, they're just not attractive to me anymore. And I'm telling you, like, I used to, like, man, I wasn't missing out on nothing. And it's just how crazy, like, as you get older, you start to look at things objectively. Ladies, going back to that word, objectively. It's like, okay, I wasn't missing out on anything at all. And it's just crazy because the older you get and like the more mature you start to become, and I don't like to call myself mature, but it's just like you look on those past situations and be like, I was not missing nothing at all. There's countless better opportunities out there in the world, and I'm just tripping over this one. You know what I'm saying? No, you gotta know your value. Like I said, this all comes down to this final point: is you be who you are and love yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Know who you are in yourself, and don't let anybody freaking change that. Because if you got you, you're gonna make sure that nothing stops you from achieving your goals, ladies and gentlemen. And sometimes, most of the times, we are our biggest blockers. Like, if you fill your head with negative thoughts, then your day's gonna be negative. If you fill your day with positive thoughts, you're gonna have a positive day. And speaking of that, I just picked up this book that I'm starting to read. It's called The Power of Positive Thinking. And I've only read the first chapter. And the name of the first chapter is Believe in Yourself. And I already know the book is going to be good because the first chapter was just amazing. Things, expect the best and get it. Believe in yourself and in everything you do. Develop power to reach your goals. Break the worry habit and achieve a relaxed life. Improve your personal and professional relationships. Assume control over your circumstances and be kind to yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Now this is The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman and Vincent Peale. And I already know it's going to be a good book, so if you like to read it, pick it up. But yeah, let me just make sure that there's nothing else. Yeah, that's it. I know this is kind of unorthodox, and I was kind of just like spitting at you. But I just want to say, firstly, thank you to God for me being who I am. And thank you to God for the amazing support that you guys have shown me. Again, I know this is kind of different from the normal content. But for those of y'all that have made it to the end of the video, I want to personally say thank you. And you were meant to hear this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I hope this resonates with some of you people. 2025 is our year, bro. I don't know. I'm just feeling excited about this year because I just feel like some good things are coming this year. I don't know what they are. I just got this overwhelming feeling that great things are coming in 2025. And again, it all starts with positive thinking. So again, I just want to say thank you to people that that I met this year. Y'all know who you are. I'm not gonna say any specific names. Thank y'all for the supporters. Thank you for the haters. Just thank you. Like, again, I can't say thank you enough. First, all glory be to God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for family, loved ones. Like, I'm just so thankful, bro. Like, there's something always to be thankful for. And yeah, I just believe, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. If you want something, if you want things to change in your life, switch your life over to Christ. Now, again, I don't know everything as it pertains to the Bible. There's so much I don't know. But I've been prayed over ever since I was even a thought. My life is already laid out how it's supposed to be. And I feel like my point in life right now, like, I got everything that I want. Got a nice computer set up. Got a PlayStation 5. I can play games. I just like to play video games, and it's just what I like to do. And I go out every now and then. But overall, I just enjoy relaxation at the house. I don't really too much go out to any clubs or parties or anything like that. I just be thugging it on my own. But yeah, God has really blessed me this year, and I just feel like He's telling me to tell y'all that, honestly, like, if you want things to change in your life, like, if there's something that you want to accomplish and you want to do, talk to God. Like, that's the one thing about God. You can talk to Him wherever you are. And it's just like having a conversation. Like, I'm having a conversation with you guys, just throughout the day. If you're having a bad day, Father God, I know that this day isn't as going as I planned it to be, but you're in control, and my faith is in you. Just help me to continue to have a better day. And it says in the Bible that it takes faith the size of a mustard seed, and you just gotta give it a little push, and gotta take you the rest of the way. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't take anything else from me today, the best advice that I can give you is, if you want to see change in your life, get on your knees at night. Again, my auntie says, I say thank you so much. But I just really am grateful and thankful, you guys. Like, 3.4K subs in like a year and a half. Like, thank you. Hopefully my words have resonated with some of you guys. Oh, and before I forget, check out Gas Station Sushi's merchandise. So this pretty much means Sigma Sense Beta. And so I look at that is, whenever a problem occurs in our life, we got to have that Sigma mindset that whatever challenges that we face in life, we have power over it. And that's when I put on this shirt, I feel empowered. Sigma Sense Beta. And again, you can make up your own interpretation of that, but that's just my interpretation. We just got to have that Sigma mindset that we're going to power through life no matter what happens, and that we are the determiners of our situations and our faith. So that's how I look at it. Check out the merch. Link will be in the description if I'm providing one. Gas Station Sushi. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every one of y'all sincerely. Again, we're all protagonists in our own story. To some, we may be NPCs or side characters, but from looking from our own perspective, we're protagonists in our own story, just trying to get through the storyline. With that being said, that's enough rambling from me. I love each and every one of y'all. Drop a like on this video and share with a friend, your PE teachers, your social studies teachers, your science teachers, your English teachers. They may be out because never mind. But anyways, I'll catch you guys next time. Love each and every one of you. And until next time, folks, have a blessed night. Peace.